Hey everyone, what's going on? A little bit ago, I got on CNN, and one of the top articles on my CNN thing was this article from October 13th about the former Fleetwood Mac player Lindsey Buckingham and how he's suing Fleetwood Mac. And note that this comes just 2 days after Kanye West had his lunch with Donald Trump at the White House. And earlier this year, on the date of June 8th, which just so happens to be Kanye West's birthday, let's look up Kanye West really quick. Kanye West, on June 8th, that's his birthday, but on his birthday, we got the death of a Fleetwood Mac, I think it was the guitarist, thought it was the drummer. But on his birthday, we got the death of Danny Kirwan, who was, the Fleetwood Mac drummer. And, he died on 6/8 at the age of 68, and he died in Brixton, London, that in Gematria equals 68, and he joined the band in the year 68. If you're new to what I'm talking about on this channel, I talk about how the mainstream media is scripted with themes and with the practice of coding numbers into words and phrases. So, check out some of the links in the description and you'll understand more of what I'm talking about. But we get the story of him dying on 6/8. He joins the band in the year 68. He dies at the age of 68. And the place that he died was Brixton, London. And we'll just show you Gematria really quick. Brixton, London. It also equals 68 in Gematria. So absolutely fitting. And it just so happens to be Kanye West's birthday. And I'll leave a link to the video in the description, but I literally just made a video about Kanye West going to visit Donald Trump, and I mentioned how there was this connection that I've been following with Kanye West that is connected to Queen Elizabeth II. In 2000, I think it was 2015, Kanye West got to play at Glastonbury, and because Dave Grohl from the Foo Fighters was injured, so they had Kanye West go and play. And what he did when he got there was he sang the Queen song Bohemian Rhapsody and did an absolutely terrible job, and he got booed off. People booed him. People didn't want him there. They signed this big petition and whatnot. But he was synced up to the Queen. Even in Gematria, all of his stuff with Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift equals 168. Beyonce Knowles, 168. Queen Elizabeth II, I bet you can't guess what she equals. 168. And much, much more. This is just after the Cleveland Cavaliers lost the NBA Finals. And then, in October that year, the New York Mets lost the World Series. So, just showing you how it syncs up to the sports leagues as well. And if you don't think it does, Kansas City won the World Series that year. Kansas City won, and Golden State also beat the Cavaliers. Golden State, 122. So, it was all synced up. But what was important about this, so Kanye West sung the Queen song at Glastonbury. And if you look up Glastonbury in folklore, in regards to King Arthur, you'll find out that King Arthur supposedly forged Excalibur from Glastonbury. But the real story isn't about the sword and the stone. In the real story, or, the supposed real story, King Arthur actually gets the stone. He actually gets the sword from the Lady of the Lake. Lady of the Lake. You can look all of this up. So, King Arthur is actually supposed to got Excalibur from the Lady of the Lake. And it doesn't say it on Wikipedia, but if you look up Rhiannon, which is, I don't know how I stumbled upon this a long time ago, but if you look up Rhiannon, which is a Fleetwood Mac song, you'll find out that some people believe that this person actually became the Lady of the Lake who gave King Arthur Excalibur, right? So this is a Fleetwood Mac song. Possibly is the Lady of the Lake that gave King Arthur Excalibur. So I haven't figured it out, but there's definitely some riddle that they are trying to give us in the mainstream media with these interrelated stories that seem unrelated, but they are related. That's why even, the day after Kanye West went to the White House, we had Don Lemon coming out and saying that Kanye West meeting with Donald Trump was a minstrel show. And think about what a minstrel is, right? A minstrel is like an entertainer in the medieval times, right? A minstrel in the medieval times. I'm talking about how it's connected to Glastonbury and King Arthur and whatnot. And we just so happened to get this story about Lindsey Buckingham 127 days after Kanye West's birthday. 127 days. That's important because Lindsay Adams Buckingham equals 127 as well. So this comes 127 days after Kanye West's birthday, when the Fleetwood Mac guitarist Danny Kirwan dies. This person's name equals 127. And also in Gematria, King Arthur. Spelled it wrong there. King Arthur equals 127. You know? And look at the parallels here. Look at King Arthur and look at Glastonbury. You know? King Arthur, Glastonbury, they both equal 62. They both equal 143. So, just interesting. King Arthur, 127. This story comes, 127 days after Danny Kirwan dies, and then this person's name equals 127. And they have think about their name in regards to Queen Elizabeth and whatnot. Lindsay Buckingham. Think about Buckingham Palace, right? What are the odds? They come from London, and this person has the last name of Buckingham. I mean, who knows? Maybe there's a lot of people over there with the last name Buckingham. I don't know, but just seems pretty obvious to me that there's some parallel going on with the royal family and the Queen. So like I said, I haven't figured out the puzzle. I'm still puzzled. I don't know enough about this, this folklore and the ancient, I don't know enough about Welsh mythology and whatnot, and Celtic mythology and whatever else. So there's definitely a puzzle that that's going along with it. And one last thing I thought was interesting was if you're at a minstrel show, it also equals 68, right? And Kanye West's birthday on 6/8, Danny Kirwan dies on 6/8. It also equals 58, just like Danny. Is it Danny Kirwan? Or maybe his real name, Daniel Kirwan, equals 58, and the Fleetwood Mac equals 58. So I don't know. Minstrel show, that also equals 175, and this news story about Lindsey Buckingham comes 175 days after Queen Elizabeth's birthday. So there's definitely some riddle that is involved with Fleetwood Mac and how it syncs up to when Kanye West sung the Queen song at Glastonbury. So just wanted to make a quick video. Maybe somebody else can help me. Maybe they know a little bit more about what I'm talking about, but there's definitely a riddle here. A minstrel, right? A medieval entertainer. Syncs back to King Arthur. So we'll leave the video there. Just wanted to throw this theme out there that I noticed clear back on Kanye West's birthday. And at the time, I didn't even realize it was Kanye West's birthday, but I mentioned Kanye West in my post even, so it's kind of funny. Looking back on it, I see this story comes after Kanye West. So I'm done rambling. Have a good one. Peace. Alright, I'm sorry. I just have to add one more thing I just discovered. Buckingham Palace even equals 127. So this comes, 127 days after Danny Kirwan's death. And, you know, it's the guy named Buckingham, and now Buckingham Palace equals 127. And it's also interesting that I brought up the Cavaliers and the Golden State Warriors, considering, you know, the Golden State Warriors swept the Cleveland Cavaliers this year on Kanye West's birthday as well. And the word sweep equals 68, and, you know, basketball equals 68. Donald Trump's name, Donald John Trump, equals 68. A whole lot of people, prominent people. Even Prince Charles equals 68 in Gematria. Barack Obama equals 68 in Gematria. Pope Francis, with the S exception, equals 68 in Gematria. 68's a really, really important number, so. That's even the year 911 was made the emergency dialing code, and the year that the World Trade Center was constructed even, so. It's the year Rocky Colavito finished his deal. If you've been following what I've been talking about, 68 has been very, very important. So just throwing that out there. We'll end it there, Just like I said, wanted to make a quick video, but just remember, 68 has been something that's very significant. So have a good one. Peace. All right. Seriously, this is hilarious. Like, I'm just researching a little bit while I'm like downloading this video. And I was like, oh, I wonder how far away it is to Queen Elizabeth's next birthday. And lo and behold, this story comes 6 months and 8 days before her next birthday in 2019. 6 months and 8 days. What are the odds? And it's also 190 days. And remember, 190 was that important number to Prince Charles. So look, in Gematria, King Charles equals 190. And it is interesting, again, with LeBron James. I documented this earlier this summer about LeBron James getting his mural vandalized on the 190th day of the year and how it was synced up to Prince Charles. And a Cavalier just so happens to be a follower of King Charles during the English Civil War. Think about how that connects to LeBron James. A big date, if you've been following my channel, a big day and a big number I've been talking about is 6/24. That's the day that leaves 190 days in the year, but it's also the 175th day. Remember how October 13th syncs up to Queen Elizabeth as well? It's 175 days after her birthday. And, 6/24, the day leaves 190 days left. Also, Prince Charles and his mom, Queen Elizabeth II, their birthdays are 6 months and 24 days apart. So, definitely what I'm talking about there is a pattern, and October 13th was a perfect day to get a story about Buckingham. Something to do with Buckingham, something synced up to the Queen. So, we'll see if that's the end of it. I really want to go to bed because I got to work in a few hours, but I just stop and research a tiny bit, and then I just find more. So I'm going to say that's the end. Possibly it won't be. Have a good one.